Hey everyone, welcome back to Cute Claws with Kelly. So if you remember my last video that I uploaded, this was what we ended up with, is these tips that I put on with some gel polish base. And then I just put some gel polish base and a top coat over the entire nail, the natural nail and the tip. And so this was the look that I went for after I put those tips on. So I am in this video going to show you how I, applied my dip powder, my normal application over these tips. So I'm going in with this acrylic powder from Mia's Secret. It's a cover beige. It does have a very slight shimmer to it. Not like super sparkly or anything, but just enough so you can see it's there. And then I ordered these liquids from Virgo and Gem because I've just been hearing so many good things about them that I wanted to give them a shot. So definitely got some new products going this time. Also with this look that you saw from the picture earlier that I put up at the beginning for today's look, it is a little bit of an ombre. It's very natural. So it's this cover beige over the whole nail, and then I did a little bit of a white tip, and the way I achieved that was through the scrub method of doing ombre. So that is what we're getting into here today. So I'm just gonna say that I was trying this this application, this dip application over these tips out from a fellow YouTuber, Marla Chris, that I saw. And what she does is on top of her that's not right. And on top of her gel polish, her base and top coat, she puts a peel base down on the whole nail. So, that I could see this working for sure, using the peel base, because you're not expecting to keep your nails on very long anyway. I like to get as much wear out of my manis as I can, and so I did not use a peel base, but definitely what I noticed is because the gel top coat left such a smooth surface, I definitely had a lot of issues with this dip powder lifting off my nail as if I had a peel base under there. So that is one thing that I would caution against if you're trying to go for longevity. And so what I ended up doing to solve this issue the next time around, because I really do like the coverage that the gel base offers me in terms of protecting my natural nail and, not having, lifting from the natural nail, because it's better suited to withstanding water than the dip liquids are, like the dip bases. So what I ended up doing on my next set of nails is after I laid the base and top coat of the gel polish down and cured it up, I went in with my little filing bit, the sanding band bit, and I just roughed up that gel polish just a little bit, and then I dipped on top of that, and because it was rough, bingo, I found my cure. I'm so excited. I don't have any problems with lifting. It holds on tight. And again, I can, rest assured that my natural nail is protected because I still have that layer of gel polish underneath there. So that is one thing that I did that I kind of found. I didn't see that anywhere. I just thought, dip powder needs something to hold on to. That's why you rough up your nail a little bit usually. And so I gave it a go, and it worked out great. So definitely, if you have problems with lifting, I would recommend that as a trick. So I kind of talked over it, but you saw that I was building up my apex. This is just one way that you can build your apex, is starting off with a half nail dip and then going up a little bit more to a 3/4 dip, and then a little bit more towards the cuticle and then dip, and then finally all the way to where you're almost touching the cuticle and then dip. So that is how I chose to build up my apex on these longer nails, and that worked out great. And I just built it up with that cover beige because I figured it's kind of a natural looking color anyway. And then right here I am going in with a clear coat, And before I let it dry for just a little bit, but then I go right in with the scrub method on the ombre, or rather to achieve the ombre look with the Snow White from Rossi. So I just I lay the layer of dip base down, dip into the clear, and then give it just a few quick seconds to kind of set up, and then go in with the scrubby. So you can't do it too quickly, otherwise when you're trying to scrub, you're going to notice that it's going to get all like tacky and start coming off and sticking to your scrubby brush. So that is just one thing to know. And the reason that this works is because the clear powder, obviously it being clear, it will take a darker color on top of it, in this case the white. So I think that it ended up looking really good. I would definitely use this trick on other scrub type ombres that I would do. I know that you can also, with the two colors that you're doing with a scrub ombre, you usually start with the lighter color first and then scrub the darker color rather on top of the lighter color. But again, because I'm scrubbing on top of the clear dip, it's definitely going to take that color no problem. So that's another trick I learned from Marla, and she did this look with the cover beige and like a blue color, so she had like a blue ombre tip, and I just loved it so much that, you know, I wanted to give it a go with the white tip. So really happy with this application, and learned a few tricks along the way that I'm more than happy to pass off to the rest of you. What's coming up next is, you saw me kind of blow through this hand pretty quickly. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time showing you me working on my non-dominant hand with my dominant hand, because you see me do that all the time. So after I activate this hand, you're going to now see that I'm going to show you how I do dip application on my dominant hand, on my right hand, using my left hand, my non-dominant hand. So I don't show you guys this. I don't think I've ever shown you this in the past, at least not the full hand. It's definitely taken me a little bit of time to get to where I feel pretty comfortable doing the dip on my dominant hand. And it just takes practice like everything else. I mean, I'm not perfect at it. I definitely take a little bit longer working on my right hand than I do working on my left hand. But I mean, in some ways, I think that is a benefit, because then I end up with, you know, sometimes a nicer looking right hand than left hand, which is funny. But I'm gonna I felt like it was important for me to show you that you can do this. All right. I know it seems daunting when you first start doing your own nails. You're like, how the F am I going to do my dominant hand? Like, just how, right? Because, you know, most of us, we favor one hand over the other, and it just is, it's hard to fathom how you're even going to, you know, use that hand. But, you know, like everything, you just, you know, you just begin, and you kind of figure your way through it. And even if it doesn't come out looking the best, as long as you've applied the product on there and you have a file, whether that's a hand file or an e-file, you can fix the way it looks and it'll come out just fine, I promise. And you know, your nails don't need to be perfect. As long as you're happy with the way they look, that's all that matters. So I wanted to show you guys this finally, that, you know, I've gotten to a point where I'm confident enough in my skill level on my dominant hand that I felt like I could finally post a video about it for you all. So I hope you enjoy watching this. I think I've talked enough at this point, so I am going to take a little break to catch my breath. You all just keep watching, and I will pop back in a little bit. Okay, so you see me holding my fingers up to each other, and that's more just to make sure that I'm getting the right opacity of the white on the tip so that both hands match, as well as, you know, going up the same amount on each nail, like from the free edge, so that they look similar. So that's what I'm doing as I finish each nail. I'm just kind of checking them together. And then I neglected to mention this earlier, but instead of capping in clear, I'm capping in natural, which is another thing that Marla did in her video that I really liked. And I just felt like it helped, you know, the cover beige and the white, just to blend a little bit better, because I'm putting that natural dip on top instead of a clear dip. I mean, a clear dip would have been fine. It's a very natural looking mani anyways, but you know, I just wanted to give it a try since I never capped in natural before, and I think it worked out great. So just gonna go ahead and get the rest of these fingers dipped and capped with this natural color, and then I'm going to activate, and then I'll get into some of the filing, which I think I leave some of the filing in, again, just to show you guys how I, you know, file on my dominant hand using my non-dominant hand. Virgo and Gem. So let's talk about that for a second. I went ahead and I got a kit from them. So it came with the base, activator and top, as well as a color of dip powder. I have not used the dip powder yet, aside from doing a swatch stick for it. But I mean, it seemed good. I mean, it seemed like, you know, pretty comparable to the other dip powders that I've used. I have yet to use a bad dip powder, actually. And that's because I do my research. I watch a lot of videos, and I pretty much use all of the wonderful products that all the other wonderful YouTubers that I follow use. So I've never had a problem per se with any dip powder, but I really am liking these liquids. So definitely like that they are a little bit thinner. I feel like the dry time on it is a little slower. So sometimes I notice that once I put my base down, if I don't dip it quickly enough, then I have some dry spots where then I have to like re-dip to get that to be covered with the color better. So I like the Virgo and Gem liquids for that. Didn't have any problems with the activator. Went through and activated my nails like I always do with 2 coats. Felt like it penetrated all the layers of dip just fine. So no complaints. I can't really tell you about the smell, because if you watched my dip flu video that I just posted a little bit ago, you know that I suffer from dip flu, and I am too scared to do any liquids now without my painter's mask that I use to filter out all the fumes. So I couldn't tell you anything about, you know, the smell of these liquids, because I just don't, you know, trust, you know, smelling them, because I don't want to get sick. So probably need to try to find another YouTube video, somebody that doesn't suffer dip flu, to tell you about the smell, or just, you know, try it on your own if you know that you're not usually bothered. I have heard that Virgo and Gem is a low odor for a lot of folks that comment about that when they've given this product a try. So there's that, but unfortunately I can't give you my review on that. But was really overall very happy with the dip liquids, and definitely going to keep using them. I think that they are my new favorite, and I'm kind of putting them on reserve for myself, for my own nails. I also regularly do dip on my daughter, and I think I've used the Virgo and Gem liquids on her, but I definitely keep those for myself, and I'm using some of my other products for her. So sorry, kiddo. That's Mama's secret stash. But yeah, so now I'm just doing my normal filing routine. So I'm doing the sidewalls and the free edge. It's very similar to what you saw me do when I was putting the tips on with this nail shape. Just kind of, you know, eyeballing the shape to make sure that the point is centered in the middle of my nail, and then working it evenly on a side to side, and then, you know, just kind of grazing the file over the tip of the nail just to give it a little bit of that rounded, soft edge. And then you also see me kind of filing the top side of my nail, on the sidewall there, and that's just to contour it down just a little bit so that I get that apex curvature that that looks so visually appealing. And then after I do that on all my nails, then I go in with my e-file. And then sometimes I do this backwards. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I do the hand file on the sidewalls and the free edge first, and followed by the e-file. And then other times I do my e-file first, and then I, do my hand file for the sidewalls and the free edge. So I just flip-flop it. Again, it's just dependent on how I'm feeling that day. I mean, I'm doing the filing, that is required. I don't think it really matters too much in the order that you do it. So, I mean, at least that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So here I'm just kind of pushing up my nails together side by side to make sure that I'm getting the length even on both nails. And then, I think this is where I go in with my e-file. So you can see I'm using my favorite bit, the diamond bit that came with my e-file, and I like this one just the best. I've tried others in the past, but this one I think it's really gentle. I think it's easy to get right up to the cuticle, so this is the one I continue to use. So I am going to again leave you for just a little bit. Keep on watching to see how I file on my dominant hand with my non-dominant hand, and I will pop back in a little bit later. So I am a total big fat liar, and I did not keep in any of the filing for my dominant hand. I am so sorry about that. I am kind of behind on my videos. I'm trying to get a lot of them done because I am eager to start doing uploads for my Halloween manis since it's October. But I felt like there were other things I wanted to post first before I did that. So I had like 3 videos in a span of like 3 days that I'm trying to edit and get posted for you guys. So I am so sorry. Again, I'm a liar. I suck. I know. I'll get another video at some point in here showing you all how I file my dominant hand. I promise. If that is important to you, just comment down below and let me know. Call me out. It's okay, and I'll make up for it, I swear. So moving right along though, I am now just putting on my Model 1's top coat, gel polish top coat on here, giving it a cure in the lamp for 60 seconds, and then I'm going to be done with this mani. So I just wanted to come back in real quick and tell you that I'm sorry that I was a liar. I'll let you watch till I get to the end, where I'm going to then, of course, hydrate my cuticles and hands the way I always do using my Candi skincare products. And then I will share my final and last thoughts with you all on this mani. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, so they're all done, all hydrated, everything is good. I really love the way this turned out. I'm sad that it ended up peeling because I loved the natural look of it so much, but like I said, I learned a very valuable lesson, so it's okay. I'm not mad about it, and I perfected my system, at least what works for me. So yeah, I mean, definitely enjoyed doing the scrub method. I think it's a little bit easier. Again, here are the products I used. The Mia Secret Cover Beige. This is normal acrylic powder, not dip powder. It worked great. Here's the Rossi Snow White that I used. The Kiara Sky, IGel Beauty Clear. And then the Kiara Sky Natural Dip Powder. And then the Virgo and Gem liquids that I used. Again, really happy with those. Definitely a good investment. I still like the triple vitamin, but now I like these ones too. So thanks guys so much for watching. Catch you in the next vid. See you, bye.